Yo, what it do, family? It's your favorite host, Mike on the mic for the By Perspective Podcast. Tapped on my guys at Ground3 Radio, DJ OK, DJ RTs on the ones and twos. We back again for another Taco Tuesday and another series of interviews. Shout out to all my listeners tonight. And be sure to call in at 443-377-1872. Again, that number is 443-377-1872. Leave a message. We got a new special guest for our second set of interviews. And listen, artist and visionary is, understatement at this point. I want to introduce my guy, Kye Lynch, in the studio. What's up, Kye?
What's good? How you guys feeling? How you feeling?
Doing good. Thank you. Absolutely. If you want to learn more about Kye, make sure you go follow him on Instagram at by.kojl. KOJL. It's by.kojl. Make sure you go follow him on Instagram. We gonna match a man to the work. What's up, bro? I'm glad to have you in the studio, man.
It was good. Thank you. Thank you again for having me.
Yeah, of course.
I was kind of shocked when I was like, wow. All right, cool. I get to do something different. All right.
Yeah, for sure. Kye, I want to ask you, sort of, what's your coming up story? What's your coming of age story? Your hero's origin story?
It's crazy that the way that you put it. So I would say my coming up story kind of involves superheroes. Best way to put it is probably like the way the Marvel movies have done it. Like the comics are very like old school. A lot of people haven't read them, but as soon as the movies came out, it was like a new bright world for everybody. Same kind of story for me, honestly. Like I was kind of like, all right, laid back, just chilling. Like, I was trying to figure out what I was doing, and then now I'm like, all right, this is the movie, this is the sequel, this is the come up, this is the next one. And every time I drop a new one, I'm like, all right, I've tried something different. I feel like I've gotten better. That's probably definitely my coming age.
Dope. And I, from my research, it says that you've started your creative process around the age of 5.
Yes.
And you were obsessed with Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Your first drawing was like a Scooby-Doo drawing on a tag.
Yes, literally. I was in my room. I remember I've seen every single anything Scooby-Doo. I've seen it. I've watched it. I had something that had to do with it.
Yeah.
I was literally sitting in my room, bored as hell. Literally pulled it out. I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna draw this. Pulled a pencil out. First time I ever even thought about putting a thought to something.
Yeah.
The way it came out, I was like, I kind of like this. My mom loved it. My dad loved it. And they're both kind of creators themselves. And I was like, okay, maybe this could be my form of creativity.
Dope. I think that's important too, having parents who are also creators themselves that can sort of foster a good environment for you coming up and allowing you to be free of expression, I think that's so dope, So talk to me about, you get a high school, Patapsco High School, and you're at this sort of middle ground now because you're at a school for the arts, but you start to do wrestling a little bit. So tell me about that dynamic of how that went.
So honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it felt weird because I felt like I was a part of two different cultures as far as high school goes, because how everybody has this cliques and everybody has their sections that they fit into. I felt like I was a part of two different cultures, and honestly, when it came down to it, I felt like I didn't fit in either one of them, but I felt like I meshed well with both of them at the same time. So I felt like it was the perfect mix for me, but at the same time, I just didn't know which one I wanted to do.
Right.
So in the long run, I feel like high school for me was like, all right, I did successful, but it was still a mixed bag because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. Even coming out, I went to college, so I didn't know what I wanted to do. Even after wrestling, I was like, okay, what am I falling into? And just so happened to be what I started with at 5 years old, ironically, with art. So it came right back. It was like full circle thoughts.
Yeah, for sure. I think you talked about before that, high school was a place where you had a bunch of expression, like you were able to sort of try different mediums for your expression, and you sort of attribute that to you being able to feel your way out through your journey. And how has that been, sort of, going from high school to college and then, like you said, figuring it out, not knowing what to do or what I'm going to get into going into college. What does that feel like? Like internally, what does that feel like to have all of this happen to you at once and you have to figure it out?
So I personally, the best way for me to put it is, I don't know, because the feeling is indescribable. You're kind of like in this phase of life, and I feel like everybody goes through this, but I feel like I've just started to like peek out of it a little bit. Gotcha. It's one of those phases where you start to realize, all right, what do I want to focus on? Do I want to work for somebody else for life? Do I want to do me? Am I cool working a 9 to 5? Do I want to work a 12 to 12? What's the kind of lifestyle that I want to live? What's kind of the kind of things I want to improve on in life? Whether it's my finances, whether it's where I live, whether it's who I live with, anything like that. It's like the grown-up thoughts that start to help you think about, all right, this is what I want to stick with. This is where I want to move. So it's kind of like, I was like, all right, if I'm going to do something, I can't work for somebody else. I got to do me. And art was the only thing to do. I've been doing it since 5. Again. So it's like, fall back on what you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, I do have to mention, you know, wrestling was pretty good for you, you know,
yes.
because you did pretty well through your coming of age, through your, you know, high school and even collegiate career.
Yes.
I mean, talk to us about what you know, your inspirations early on for wrestling, what you were going for, like who was in your corner, you know, giving you inspiration, and, you know, what were you thinking about at the time in wrestling?
So, again, the whole story falls back to comics once again.
Okay.
It's about being a superhero at the end of the day, and whether it was creating the world of being a superhero or being a superhero in the story. So I felt like wrestling and being an athlete and playing that kind of role was kind of my way to do that in real life. Like I was a hero to other people. There was other people that looked up to me that kind of like, I would say, drove me to do more, to like work out extra, to go do this, to go do that. And at first it was just like, all right, I'm gonna stick to just fitness, because even after that, people were like, all right, I need to work out, I need to get like high, I need to do this. I was like, all right, that's kind of motivating. But then after a while, it felt like a 9 to 5. Because I had to create certain things that was like fit the mold, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to come out with a creative workout.
Yeah.
Nah. But tying back to wrestling, it kind of like, it taught me the drive that I kind of needed to do what I'm doing now. I didn't feel the need to like, oh, I can't slack because I have to do this. I have to make sure I cut weight. I have to make sure I'm eating right so I can stay this lean. Now it's like, I need to make sure I create this. So I need to make sure I create that. I need to test my boundaries. I need to try this, try that.
That regimen.
Exactly. It's giving me that motivation to do the next thing. So I feel like, again, they kind of both clashed, but at the same time, they both worked out perfectly because it was a good meshing.
Yeah, that the work ethic you gained from wrestling allowed you to be super hardworking in your artistic drive. Yeah, 100%. That makes sense. I think, you know, and you know, people come up and they don't realize how many lessons they can learn from different lessons in their lives, like how many gems they can take from the lessons they learned, and how they correlate to other things you're dealing with. And I think so often we forget that some of these other things prepared us for where we are now, and we haven't called back to a lot of these skills. I think. And you made a really good use of that. I think that's, you know, the perfect way to consider, you know, hey man, I wanted to do one thing, I wanted to do these other things, but I'm using both of their sort of things to work out for myself, from, you know, make it make sense. And I think, man, that's so dope. Make sure you follow Kye Lynch. And we're getting this interview, and I want to go to a break, but before we go to a break, I want to ask you about, you know, going through college, and you had some adversities being in college for a little bit. Talk to us about some of the things you dealt with at college and sort of what happened there.
So, it's kind of crazy to put it, but when I went to college, again, I was focusing solely on wrestling, and I was like, all right, I need to do a business administration, because I didn't know exactly where I wanted to go, but I knew business at some point, somewhere in life was going to be beneficial. So I was majoring in that. I didn't have a minor, I was just focusing solely on that. So I was already taking classes for that major. So I was kind of booked up with work. And then it was like, even when I wasn't working, I was like, all right, I had 2 days. I had practice in the morning, I had practice at night, almost sometimes 2 times. Christmas break. So it was like I was constantly moving, constantly doing something. And then on the weekends when I didn't have anything to do, there was nothing to do on campus. And so I was just bored out of my mind. I was just in my room. So when I got it wasn't necessarily an opportunity. I was kind of told I had to leave. So I was like, all right. I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't upset. And even though there was a little fight to try to stay, I wasn't.
Gotcha.
I could just. I
feel it. Yo, what it do, family? It's your favorite host, Mike on the Mic. We back again with my guy, Kye Lynch, talking here about his upcoming and what he's been doing. So I want to ask you about A Love Letter to Baltimore. Talk to us about your vision behind this project and everybody that was there. I want to really focus on everything that happened there, because the pictures, the videos don't really do it justice. I know being there was a different experience. So talk to us about A Love Letter to Baltimore.
It's crazy because as soon as you brought it up, it was just like brought a cheese straight to my mind. Like smiling, like cheese.
They can't see you, but
you can hear it in my voice. If you really know me, you can hear it. But what's it called? So basically, the whole point of the project was me and my friend George. And honestly, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it at all. He kind of pushed me in the last 2 months to he was like, all right, look, we got the venue, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this, we gotta get everything set up. So basically the whole vision of the art show was to basically just bring light to our friend Shekinah. She passed away, I wanna say 2 or 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And it's kind of like, seriously. Basically, we just wanted to bring light to her, but we also wanted to bring light to our own art and what we do for the community. So we both decided to sit down and come up with a series of artworks of our own in our own styles, which kind of like clash if you look at them. But when you put them together, it's kind of like a beautiful clash, especially what we did in the middle. we kind of made it so that we brought love to the streets, but we also brought love to what's at home for us. We also brought the artists on just to bring light to their art as well, and we kind of want to keep that platform going. Because that night, when I tell you,
it was insane.
If you were there, you know. But that night was crazy. And like, there was people that came up to us after the fact and were just like, hey, we want to be a part of the next one. There's a lot of people like reaching out, bringing new opportunities to us because of the art show. So we definitely want to keep using it as a platform to continue to give back to Baltimore, the community.
For sure. Man, I love Letter Baltimore, man. I seen, like I said, those pictures, those videos, and like, man, it was like, I wish I could have made it, you know, the next time when you do your next year.
Like I said, there's definitely going to be another one, man.
For sure, man. I can't wait to see that. And I want to talk about, recently I seen on your Instagram, you posted a series of Christmas gifts.
Yes.
These were, you know, like Nutcracker style figures. Yes. Talk to the audience about what those were.
So, again, it's a big thing with me. It ties back to the whole comic book idea. Because for me in the future, I want to have my own comic book universe, and everything I do kind of builds up to that. So I'm building my style for that. I'm building for this specific Nutcracker design. Yeah. I was kind of like building my own storytelling. Mm-hmm. So I basically gave each character a different design, but they all kind of represented my grandmother, my mother, my uncle, and my aunt were kind of that split in half. So my grandmother was a Christmas warrior. You read the card. Yep. You understand? She fights on Christmas run. She will do any and everything to make Christmas rhyme. Yeah. My mom, she's just a little one. She's the older sister, but they see her as the little sister. And after that, she loves Baby Yoda. She's been asking me to paint something with Baby Yoda, so I was like, all right, let me make it like that. But what ties well to this? Yeah. So I made that work. And then my uncle and my aunt, they had this thing where they always talk about their signs. And my uncle was like, yeah, it's the Gemini thing. Like every time, because my sister and my aunt, they're Geminis. And it kind of like, it's a funny story. You got to be there to be there. Yeah. But it kind of tied into that. So I was like, all right, let me make that a half split. And just make it look cool. And just do character design on that. Have fun with the stories.
Yeah, dope. I can tell you have a knack for like this character design. You talk about, you know, the what was it? What would it have been to be the KCU? Like the
yeah, it could be. Look, coming to this comic book stores near you. Potentially movies. You never know. Yeah. I'm waiting for that phone call.
Just the natural knack. I can tell that it just comes naturally too. It's organic, and you know, I seen the cover art collab you did. Yes. Maria Trahe, I think. Maria Trahe. I think it was Dear Santa.
Yes.
And man, I was like, yeah, this is signature. This is signature. I can tell.
Yes. And it was dope because she came to me last minute and she was like, yeah, I kind of wanted you to do this 2 weeks ago, but I want to drop this song now. So like, can you do this for me? I was like, say less. Like, you my friend. I've known each other for a long time. I was like, all right, look, I can do this for you. Like next time,
for sure.
Give me a little bit more of a heads up. But this time, you know, it's all out of love. Let me get you something.
For sure.
Get it out.
For sure, that's dope, man. I love being able to step in the gap and, you know, having somebody you can call that can just come in the clutch for you, you know what I'm saying? Man, that's so dope. Man, shout out to you, Kye Lynch, in the building, Ground3 Radio, Mike on the mic, DJ Artist. We here. Listen, man, I want to talk to you a little bit about your kickboxing and, you know, a little bit about, you know.
Okay.
Just a little bit about it, I mean, just as we got you in the studio, because we're going to have you back. Like, while you here, I want to talk a little bit about the kickboxing. Talk to him.
Okay. So basically, I work at Kick House Bel Air. Kick House is a large corporate company, but I am at one of the branches. I want to say I'm the lead instructor. Basically, there I lead kickboxing classes. All it's about is literally teaching you guys proper form, but also making sure that when we're teaching you guys, we're having fun with it. So I'm giving you analogies, I'm giving you reasons why you're doing things. I'm teaching you how to properly box, while also at the same time we're having fun. So like, I have a little highlight in my story. You'll see. I'm always, most of the time I'm taking class with the members, I'm having fun with them at the same time. I'll say something, most of the time after I'm giving you something, you know, nice to keep neat with your form and everything, I'm saying something crazy, something wild, everybody's laughing, everybody's giggling, we just having fun, like that's all it's about. I could never, like, honestly, like this mask, like, goes back to the whole wrestling and art. It's kind of like the perfect match, because again, I'm still staying active, I'm still doing what I love, at the same time I'm being able to do, like, when I get off from my 5 to 9.
Yeah.
I'm doing sure. But also what I love as well.
Oh, man, y'all heard it first. Man, I wish I could add more time to this conversation. But it's radio, so we got 6 minutes. Yeah. Man, always a pleasure having you, fam. Man.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for coming out. And look, I'll be looking forward to all your new ventures, all your new, you know, spots for art and everything that you're, you know, creatively coming up with, because you're in the spot for creation now, and I'm glad to see it. You know, I'm glad to see that you're finally in your element, man. Appreciate everything you're doing. And listen, finally, I'm gonna leave you with a sacred Baltimore proverb, and that is, keep doing what you're doing. Until the next time, man, listen, once again, it's Mike on the mic from By Perspective Podcast with my guys at Ground3 Radio, collegiate artists. Call in at 443-377-1872. Again, the number is 443-377-1872. From Vibe Studios and Ground 3 Artists. Take us out one time, man.